What is up, guys? NinjaNick333. We're back with another round of the Japan Championships here. We have a Mew deck here on the right versus an Arceus deck here on the left. It looks like this is round 2 of whatever cut this must be. These were their rankings in Swiss. They were 9-2. That's 9 wins, 2 losses. So very respectable, very high, very good records. Many more wins than they had losses. I'm not sure how you play Pokemon with that many rings on your fingers. That's just like a personal thing. Like that feel I think that would be uncomfortable for me personally. Like maybe like if I was a person who liked to wear rings all the times, I don't think I would wear them when I'm playing Pokemon. We are going to get an energy card, looks like a V-Guard energy, onto the Arceus V-Star, as well as playing the Path to the Peak. We are going second here for this Arceus deck. Playing the Judge as well. The combination of the Judge with the Path to the Peak should shut down this Mew deck very well, especially since the Mew was not able to get their full 6 Pokemon in play like they like to. They were able to Cram-O-Matic for a Battle VIP pass, it looked like, but nothing much, or no, they didn't. They failed it. There's a Lost City in play. I missed that a little bit. Looks like this player on the right is having their deck turned at like a almost 90-degree angle. That's not legal over on this side of the ocean. You have to have your deck facing north-south with your card sleeve openings upwards, facing your opponent, because there are different card borders. That rule came into effect when Plasma Pokemon were printed. Because they had blue borders and it was very easy to identify if you had your sleeves facing you in some way. And the same is true with the new silver bordered cards. If I have a pile of cards, I can tell which ones are silver border and which ones are yellow border. It is a little bit harder to tell than the objectively blue borders of the Plasma Pokemon, but it's important to note that is why you need to keep your deck north-south. I know it was a big thing in Yu-Gi-Oh! I would like to keep my deck sideways too when I played Yu-Gi-Oh! It is a lot more comfortable to draw cards when the deck is facing that way, but that's just a heads up if someone was not aware of that. If you're going to go to a regional or NAIC or something, just make sure your deck is north-south. I got in trouble. I got a warning the very first round of my first league challenge because my deck was not facing north-south. So just trying to, it's I think I've gotten maybe like 2 warnings in my life and maybe 1 prize card penalty. And the first ever warning was my deck was not north-south. So I'm a stickler for the rules, and apparently I just did not know that at the time. I thought that was a very odd rule. I still think it's a really odd rule. I don't think it's really going to actually come up in a match, but it could. There's a lot of cheaters out there who could take advantage of something like that. So it looks like we were able to use the Lost Vacuum to get out of the lock of the Path to the Peak, reinitializing our abilities of our Rule Box Pokemon. So we are now able to use our Genesects. We are drawing a whole bunch of cards with those. Even get 3 of the Forest Seal Stones into play. Didn't even have to use that to get the Lost Vacuum, which is really great, so we can save that for a future turn if another Path to the Peak comes in play that we need to take out of the game. We are going to keep drawing here. We're using our 3rd Genesect. For those who don't know what Mew VMAX does, do you live under a rock? Are you brand new here? You must be. The Genesect draws until you have cards in your hand equal to the amount of Fusion Strike Pokemon in play. It says Fusion Strike right underneath that HP value on those Pokemon. So the Mew Vs, the Mew VMAXs, the Genesects, even Oricorio, there is an Ice Cube. All of those do have the Fusion Strike text. They are Fusion Strike Pokemon. Every once in a while, Pokemon does print an additional game mechanic on cards. We did have Ultra Beast Pokemon for a while. Certain cards would affect only Ultra Beasts. We did have, as I already mentioned, Team Plasma cards as well. Basically, it's just a label that affects Pokemon. It doesn't really affect gameplay otherwise, but looks like that was the only Arceus that was in play and just got one-shot by this Mew VMAX because of the Power Tablet and Choice Belt. So we are going to take a quick 1-0 victory, winning game 1 here. This is best of 3 for this. I believe it's a cut of the Japan Nationals. Japanese tournaments are usually best of one all the way through, but I think this one particular tournament out of the year does have a best of 3 cut. So we are going to see this go into a very quick game 2 here. Hopefully for the Arceus player, they get more than just V-Guard pass. And of course, this player is pile shuffling between games. Both of these players are, so hopefully Azul is not watching because we don't need any kneecaps broken today. So I'm going to see if we can skip ahead a little bit here to see if we can get right into this game. So it looks like this is a Blissey deck. Just attaches a double turbo and passes. Oh my god, this is Arceus Blissey? My lord. Alright, so we get a Meloetta start here. We could actually win this turn. So we are going to get the Cramomatic Heads, discarding the same card as last time, the Escape Rope. And yeah, so in the Fusion Strike package version of Mew, I say Fusion Strike package as in it plays Elisa Sparkle and Fusion Strike Energy. Normal builds of Mew VMAX usually just play 4 double turbo energies, but this version plays like 2 or 3 double turbos along with the 4 Fusion Strike energies and 2 to 3 Elisa Sparkle supporters. They do that so that they can use Meloetta's attack, Melodious Echo, to do 70 damage times the amount of Fusion Strike energies that are in play. It also allows you to attack first turn with the Meloetta if you are going second. Because otherwise Mew can only ever attack on turn 2 and later, because you always have to evolve into the VMAX in order to take a knockout. So this player is looking through their deck, making sure they know exactly what is prized. It looks like they have plenty of Fusion Strike energies. They have at least 3 from what I can tell, along with a double turbo. They also have at least 2 Elisa Sparkles from what I can tell. They're also looking at their damage modifiers as well here. Choice Belt, we've got, it looks like 4 power tablets. Yeah, 4 power tablets and 1 to 2 choice belts. Epi's checking the Elisa Sparkles here as well. There is also a lost back. Oh yeah, he's just checking important trainers here, or all the trainers that are not the damage modifying ones. Again, you cannot take this much time in order to search your deck. This is a very excessive deck search. And if you were to take this long, you should be getting a slow play penalty. You cannot just identify all 6 prize cards on your first deck search. It takes way too much time. Unless it's really easy, like back in the day when you would play Regis, you could just check your Pokemon and check your energies and probably know your 6 prizes right there, because you prized like 2 Regice and 4 Aurora energy is generally what I would prize. So we're going to get a Genesect as well as a Mew V. We're going to use this Ultra Ball here as well. We're going to discard a couple of cards. You spent so much time at the deck search, you should already know your next 6 plays that you're going to do this turn. So, I'm not sure why it took that long to figure out what you were going to discard. So we are going to get another Genesect. We do want as many Genesects in play as possible, as well as many Pokemon period as possible, because we want to be able to use those Genesect's abilities to draw as many cards as possible. We are looking for a Fusion Strike energy to attach for turn, and then after that, an Elisa Sparkle. If you used Elisa Sparkle first, that reduces the amount of Fusion Strike energies that are in deck, so you're a lot less likely to find one to attach for turn, and you don't want to attach a double turbo here. So what you do now is you play the Choice Belt onto the Meloetta, and then play the Power Tablet, bench the next Meloetta as well. You would have preferred it to be another Genesect, but it's fine. You just really want to dig through your deck. So this Blissey has 250 HP. You need to hit 250 this turn. If you have 3 Fusion Strike energies in play, that's 1 attachment for turn. 2 more from an Elisa Sparkle, that's 210. Plus a Choice Belt is 240. You just need 1 damage modifier, which is the Power Tablet. So we will be able to get a knockout as long as we can find Energy Elisa Sparkle. We have 1 more Genesect to use if we do miss out on it here. I think that you go for it. If you ever have a chance to just donk your opponent and you're playing Meloetta Mew, you go for it. That is the #1 way that this deck can win games, is if your opponent just goes Pokemon Pass. If you can set up that attack. But it looks like we did miss the Fusion Strike energy, and that is really, really unfortunate, because we had to burn 1 or 2 Power Tablets in order to get here. I think we discarded 1 off the Cramomatic. I don't think we played any, but we're really going to hope to see if we can draw another Pokemon if we're this player on the left, but it looks like it's just a whole bunch of energy cards, and is that a Melanie? Is that a Melanie, a water energy, and then just special energies? That can't be it, right? Okay, so he is just... he's hitting... Oh, so this does 30 damage times the amount of energy on the Blissey, and then plus a base 10. So, that's 3, 6, 90, 100 minus 20 from the double turbo. Looks like we did find an Elisa Sparkle. So I think what you do here is you play triple power tablet, and then is that an Ultra Ball? I think you play the Ultra Ball. Looks like we're going to go for the Elisa Sparkle first. So this is reducing the likelihood that we do have a Fusion Strike energy drawn for turn, but with how many power tablets we've just played, that might be able to counteract if we are to draw into a double turbo energy. So we might still be able to get the knockout. So let's see, if we have two, well actually no, if we have two Fusion Strike energies, that's 140, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so that's 260. So you'd be 20 short if you'd be hitting 240 if you have a double turbo energy on it. So you would need one more power tablet. You'd need your last power tablet. And it looks like we find the Forest Seal Stone. We are going to be able to search our deck for a Fusion Strike energy, which we will attach to the Meloetta, and we will take the knockout, knocking out one Pokemon each game in order to bench out our opponent. That is one of the winning conditions of this game. If your opponent has no more Pokemon in play, you win the game. If you take all 6 of your prize cards, you win the game. And if your opponent fails to be able to draw a card from their deck during the beginning of their turn, their draw for a turn, then you win the game. So those are the 3 most common win conditions of the game. There's also like some weird unknowns and expanded, but yeah, this player just able to go burr with Mew and win the game. So props to him. That's how you win games with Mew sometimes. It's not always that consistent, as you can see. That first turn here, game 2, the Mew deck was not able to piece together their Release of Sparkle turn, and this game could have been completely different if maybe that player started an Arceus instead and got a Blissey on the bench. Then they could have knocked out the first Meloetta with Trinity Nova and put a whole bunch of energy onto the Blissey, but unfortunately that was not the case. The Blissey deck just drew super awful. But you love to see people playing a little bit more innovative stuff. I think Arceus Blissey, I think Lugia Blissey is a really cool idea as well, but it just doesn't work out. It's a little inconsistent, as you can see by the way that it drew. So as always, guys, do not forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Doing the thing, checking out the description box down below for all the links to other things, and we'll see you guys next time for hopefully a longer, less one-sided match than that.